to help reduce back pain. This is more intermediate, and let's start. We're going to start by stretching and releasing some things. Bring the band up above your head and lead with the lower arm to pull the other arm across. Use the lower arm to pull down and stretch the band, and you'll get a little bit more out of the stretch. As you come in, breathe in, and as you go down, breathe out. Go at a nice gentle pace and enjoy the stretch. As you come in now, breathe in, grow tall, open up the spine, and breathe out. And this is really good for people who often sit at a workstation or for long periods, as we tend to sort of slump to one side. So it would balance out through the hips, through the spine, and also right up to your shoulders. And let's now head into a standing roll down. Avoid this if you have a disc bulge, as we do not want you to round through your spine. We're going to come down slowly. Let the arms feel like they're hanging out of the shoulders, nice and relaxed. Take a moment to do some deep breathing. And then I want you to bend your knees a little more as the arms lower. You're going to feel a lot more through the lower back now. To lovely stretch. Apply the breath. And now straighten the knees up. And we're going to bend out again. And then straighten up. And bend. And go at a nice pace that suits you. Feel those spots that need a little bit of attention. And we will come up by scooping in the tummy and rolling up one vertebra at a time. Into some simple balance now. We're just going to stand, find something to focus on, and raise one leg. Standing will activate through the glutes, the calves, your core, and you can challenge yourself by adding some arm workout to the side, behind the head, and let the body do its job and stabilize. Everything working together. Let's change sides and repeat. Use the tripod of your foot, your big toe, your little toe, your heel to grab the floor. Focus. And now let's come down and start to work some of the glute area. This one's a little harder. We're going to have one leg bent. You want to feel like you're tall and in good posture with a nice neutral spine. As you lower down, the leg that is lifted with the heel is going to feel light. This will ensure that the leg that is bending and straightening will take a lot more of the load and isolate the glute on that leg. Watch the knee tracking and try to keep the thighs relatively facing forward. You could use a mirror to look at the knee tracking. Try to keep a nice neutral spine and not tilt forward at the hips any more than you have to, or round through the spine. Change legs. This is one of my favourite ways to isolate the glute. Almost there. Keep that lovely posture. And notice what you feel, how one side might be a little bit stronger versus the other. Well done. Again, we're going to emphasize the load through one leg. I'm going to take all the weight through the one side as I take the other leg to be light and step out side to side, creating a light tap on the floor as a leg goes out to the side and then bringing it back in. You could advance this move and not even touch the floor, just be very soft with the landing. And you can see that supporting leg is working hard. Not only will you be feeling your glute, you can change sides, but you'll also be feeling your thighs, a gentle core connection to keep yourself balanced and centered. Great exercise for those that run or walk. Well done. Now we're going to come down to the floor and lie down. From here, I'm going to do a modified bridge and offer some variations. Keep the legs straight as you lift up the hips and lower down. You can challenge yourself by bringing the arms off the mat so that you have less support for the hands. So bring the arms up and just keep them there. And you will feel that through the other side, the bent knee, through the glute, and a gentle core connection. We're going to advance the move and now bring that straight leg into bent. As we come up to our bridge, press through the heel of the foot on the ground. And as you get height, watch you do not overarch your back. Feel a drawing down of the ribs and more emphasis through the lower abdominal wall. Let's change. Hopefully one of these suits you. And the reason we give variations is because maybe on a particular day you're not feeling great, maybe you're a little stiffer than normal. Or maybe you're feeling like, feeling quite good and you'd like to just try to make the move a little harder to build up that strength through your glute and through the abdominals. Another variation we can do is to cross the leg over the other thigh. This gives you a little bit more support as opposed to having the thigh sit up and loose. And just a nice different way to do a bridge. The bridge is really important to build up your glute and hip strength, to take some load off the back. Okay, change sides. The other thing to note of is when you build up the muscle volume through the glutes, if you do sit for work, you're more likely to be better supported and sit in a better posture. And you're less likely to pinch or press onto the sciatic nerve, which is a common condition for some people. Wonderful. Now we're going to come onto our side. Try to center yourself with the mat so that the body is in good alignment and draw the rib cage in. Quite often when we lie on our side, we tend to flare our ribs. And let's stretch that top leg to reach a little longer than the bottom leg. And now we're going to raise the bottom thigh to the top thigh. I'm feeling like it's just thigh to thigh. You don't have to feel like you're reaching foot to foot. Here you will use your tummy muscles to keep the pelvis nice and steady. And if you need, put a cushion under your head. And let's repeat. Bring the top leg up. And here we go again. People neglect the inner thigh strength, and this is used to balance out that pelvis, staying nice and stable in alignment and supporting your body. Wonderful. Let's have another stretch before we change sides. Bending at the knees, place one elbow bent under the head, or you can use a cushion. And give me a salute as we rotate the top half of the body. Anchor the knees and the feet to stay on the ground as you move out and in from the stretch. And try doing it with a straight arm. Eyes on the hand and looking and breathing and trying to soften where it is that you feel a little stiff. Maybe it's through the arm, the chest. And now let's change sides, starting with our inner thigh work. Remember to center yourself with the mat. Draw the rib cage in if you're poking the chest out. And again, think thigh to thigh. You should feel this through the inner thighs, mostly through the lower leg, but also through the top leg. And keep the body centered. Have a little rest. And let's go again. And now let's come down into our stretch, bending the knees, bending the elbow under your head. Give me a salute. And then anchor those knees as you turn in the opposite direction. And just breathe, warming up, opening up through the shoulder. Notice the elbow is trying to get a little lower here as I rotate. Let's add the arm, straight arm. Take care with shoulder pathologies and just allow the arm to go where you can let it sit comfortably. It might sit lower down to the hip, or maybe it sits a bit higher up. Great. All right, 4-point kneeling. We're going to get ourselves ready for a plank. We're going to bring the knees back. And as we do that, we bring our body weight a little more forward so the hips lower. When you do this exercise, a gentle connection through the glutes, squeeze the glutes and draw the rib cage under with the abdominal wall. And just hold. This is a lovely way to start. But if we're going to advance the move, we're going to come back into our 4-point kneeling position. And we're going to take one leg to slide out. We're going to brace through our center as we take the other leg now to come out, looking ahead. And again, lower the hips so that you have a straight line between your shoulder, your hip, and your ankle and knee. A gentle connection of the glutes, narrowing of the ribs. And to advance it, you can come up onto the hands, provided your wrists are strong. And the more you bring your body weight forward, the harder the plank is. It's really important to get those glutes functioning as you hold. And let's bring it in. Well done. We're going to remind ourselves how to activate the TA by pressing the hand into the thigh here. Feel the tension through the abdominal wall and try to mimic this now as we warm up with the little toe taps. As we lower the foot down, you do not want to be arching the back. You do not want to be flattening the back. You want to maintain the natural curve through the spine. And now let's advance. As one leg comes up, bring the other one down. Feel a lightness, feel a softness through the legs and strong through your center. Take a rest and let's go again. A little reminder, press the hand into the thigh, feel that tension and try to keep the same tension now as we come down. Round 2. Starting off with the single taps or then going into what we call scissor toe taps, lowering one leg down as the other comes up. Okay, let's go again. Third round. Can you stretch and reach the foot a little longer? Now it gets harder. Maintain the spinal alignment. You'll notice that I'm supporting my lower back, the tummy, and I want to feel like everything just sort of stays where it is. I want to feel a flattening through the abdominal wall, connection through the pelvic floor, and a closing of the gap between the ribs, so not letting the ribs poke up, which is so common when we lie down. Use the full abdominal wall. Well done. Let's come on down, bring the feet down, and bring the knees together and the feet together. Take your arms out to the side. The side knee is a wonderful way to get things moving through your lower back. And as you take your knees to the side, you want to actually turn your head in the opposite direction. If you can, try to keep your knees together and try to stack the feet, the outer foot on top of the lower foot. Anchor the shoulders down to maximize what you get. Well done. Now we're going to make it a similar move, but more about strength. Bringing your legs up, support yourself with the hands on the floor. And we're going to take the knees to one side, just a little slow. And as I go here to the right, I want to feel a stretch through the left hip and waist area. I'm going to use that same muscle to contract and bring myself back in. And we're going to stay on the one side so that you can get familiar with that muscle. Just returning back in. Trying to use our obliques. Now let's make this a little harder. Can you straighten your legs out here? Add a little more reach and pull it in and then recenter. That's going to definitely make you feel those oblique muscles working as they fight gravity. Well done if you got through that. Let's go to the other side now and practice. Feeling the right waistline area. Okay, let's get ready. We're going to add the legs to extend from the knees and straighten out. Breathe. So breathe in now to prepare. And breathe out now as you go into your move. Well done. They're a little tougher. Okay, it's our side plank time. Let's get ready. Come onto your side now, propping the elbow right under the shoulder. And we're going to add some hip work and glute work. The side plank is great for building up your shoulder strength here, the underneath glute, And now we're going to use the top glute to move the leg up and down. But I really want you to focus on the one that's not moving, the glutes through the side of the hip. Try to keep it as still as you can as that leg moves up and down. Have a rest, and we're going to go again. Are you ready? Lift and up and down. Lengthen the leg out of the hip. Feel that bottom hip. Feel the shoulders stay stable. Try not to collapse. Almost there. And now we're going to swap sides. Find that position. Again, really important to keep the elbow under your shoulder. All right. And lift. Take the top leg out straight. Find that glute underneath. Use the abdominals. Narrow the ribs, so close the gap between the ribs. Don't let them poke out as we come into our side position. You want to keep a nice straight line from the shoulder, the hip to the knee. Keep going. Almost there. Last one. And rest. Okay, let's have a really lovely stretch after all that shoulder and arm work. Sitting back onto the knees, stretch one arm forward and bring the other hand behind, bent by the other knee. And your aim is to stretch the hand or come up onto the fingertips, no palm, and lean back more. So reaching to sit back onto the heels, but reaching the other hand forward. Slowly come out of that and we'll change sides. Bring the other hand forward and sit back and play with your hand position. Getting a nice lengthening through the one side. And congratulations on getting through the third of our series in helping to eliminate or reduce your back pain. I hope you enjoyed this series. Have a great day.